I'm gonna show you guys how to make this one. It's super easy, takes no time at all. Let's go.
What's going on, guys? So first and foremost, what we're going to want to do is grab as much garlic as we humanly can, and we're going to peel it up and then smash it down like I'm doing here. The reason why we want to smash it down is so that it helps us skip a step when we're trying to dice it down into as small of a piece as possible. And if you're going to ask me, how much garlic add-in do we need for this recipe? The answer is as much garlic as you want, the more the better. There is no such thing as too much garlic. And anyway, I'm just slicing it up here. As you can see, because I smashed it and then am slicing it very finely, it is creating small dices. Then we are going to chop off and separate the whites of the green onion from the green part of the green onion, and we're gonna put them in separate dishes, all right? The reason why we're doing this is so that we can have it all mise en place, or mess in place. We're going to have everything in separate bowls. The reason why we want to do that is because this recipe takes no time at all. So we were going to prep everything at once and then cook everything at once. As you can see here, I've put everything into separate bowls, and I'm going to put the greens in a separate bowl. We're using the greens for the garnish, and we're going to use the white parts of the green onions for the actual cooking process. Now remember, cooking tip over here, guys, we want to make sure that when we are cutting this, two things. One, we have a cutting board that is not moving on us. And two, don't listen to any stupid hacks on TikTok. This spoon nonsense, ridiculous. I don't know if I'm just stupid. It didn't work. Back to my peeler method, and I peeled it up, and it was all good. Then after that, I diced this up, and the ginger I just put with the garlic because it's going in at the same time in the pan, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't need to waste a separate bowl. Another cooking tip here is when you are cutting these down, make sure you keep your claw grip so that those fingers of yours stay nice and, well, not sliced. Here is everything we need. Mise en place. We got our garlic and ginger. We've got our sauce that we just mixed up, and I'm going to show you how to make that in a second. And then we've got our onions. My favorite aspect of Korean food is that it is quite spicy. So for this one, I wanted to make sure that the chili spice was on point. So anyways, here we added 3 tablespoons of the Korean chili powder. We've got our soy sauce, 2 tablespoons. We got oyster sauce. You'll see here in a second. Obviously, this is coming out slower than molasses. I literally turned this up like 8 times speed. Come on, get out. Let's go. And 1 tablespoon. That was torture. Then we got this cooking wine, another tablespoon of that, and just mix until that bad boy is all saucy and frothy. It's beautiful. Then we used lean ground beef because it was cheaper. You can use ground pork if you prefer, but either way, turn that bad boy up to high. Let's go.
One great way that you can save on a lot of calories is by reducing the amount of oil you use to cook. Over here we got boiling water ready to go. We're gonna blanch our broccoli in it soon. And right now what we're gonna do is we are gonna take the whites of the onion. We don't have a lot today. Nice and hot, that's what we wanna see. We're gonna put this in right away. This is gonna be all really quick, which is why we really needed to stay prepared with everything. Okay, just like that. And get it moving as quick and as much as we can. Here we go. I chose a wok because you can cook with high heat, move things around, nice and easy. Just like that. We got ginger, garlic, and onion, white onion moving in here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Cook that for just a couple minutes there. There we go. And we're gonna use this time to break apart the beef, give it some Flavor Flav. Another great way you can save even more calories is making this with chicken or turkey, ground chicken or ground turkey. We chose beef though because it's a little fattier. You can also do it with extra lean ground beef, but the fattiness helps it cook on the wok, and it gives you a little bit more room for error as well. If you're one of those people that's just getting into cooking, I recommend starting with something like beef or even pork if you'd like. If you're not prepared, it'll be very easy to overcook because you're gonna try to be in 2 places at once, cutting the veggies or whatever. In this, we're also gonna use mushrooms because Jesse and I love mushrooms. You can use mushrooms if you choose, you don't have to. This is all done in real time, by the way. As you can see, there's no magic of television here. I'm trying to show you guys how quick we can truly do this. This shouldn't take any more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes, including the prep time. Broken up nice and evenly, relatively speaking. It's almost cooked through. Once I get it almost fully browned, a little bit of pink is okay. But once I see it about 3/4 cooked through, which it's almost there, I'm gonna add the oil. It's cooking through very quick. If you pick something like a pork, it'll take a little bit longer to cook through. Again, you're doing this on about medium high to high heat. And this flavor, you can just smell it. It smells so good. Channel your inner master chef, your inner Chinese wok master. We're gonna add our chili oil, our chili sauce mixture that we created. And we're gonna mix that in. Not as prepared as I wanted to be. Mushrooms. Oh no, we dropped a little guy. Water is ready to blanch this broccoli. I'm just gonna take this whole crown, pop it in, just like so. We're only gonna leave it on for about a minute here. Probably a little longer than a minute. We're gonna mix this in, let this cook through a little bit. Kind of like how you would with a pasta, but flavor profile is gonna be a little bit different. It's amazing how similar foods are, right? This is gonna be Korean style, whereas like a pasta dish would obviously be more so Italian style. But you could also do this with pasta noodles. Here, turn down the heat because I'm a little ahead of time, okay? Mistakes happen, whatever. I should have started cooking this a little bit sooner. That's okay. The original recipe that we found did this with bok choy, but we don't have bok choy. So and the original recipe did this with pork, and we don't have pork, and I don't like eating pork. So we're doing it with beef. There's a lot of changes that are being made. The original sauce recipe also used sugar. We skipped out on that. I'm sure it'll add to the flavor, but saving some calories, and we don't really care much for it. Tasting too sweet. Probably the worst piece of equipment to get this thing out. We just want it a little bit cooked. We don't like it mushy. Not up in here. We like a little crunch to it. But now you see all the chlorophyll. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. I'm not sure if you guys can see the little green hue to the water. That's gonna add a little bit of flavor to what we are doing with the noodles. Now we are gonna take our rice noodles here and we're gonna add them to our boiling water. It's still on high. This is pretty well done here. All right, guys, you haven't missed much. I just had no more space left on my memory card. So this is what's currently happening, more of the fat rendering out. It took me about 2 minutes of frantically trying to search for my other memory card. Bless the fact that I bought a spare one. I did not mention, but these are meant to cook to the package instructions for these. But these ones were said to cook for 4 minutes. We're gonna cook them for 3. And in the meantime, I have not even chopped the broccoli. I am just off camera. You can't see that, but I'm gonna use my phone to record this just so you guys can see. We are literally I've got one hand here. I'm gonna chop that out of here, get the nice little stems like so. Now the noodles are mostly cooked. We are going to transfer them in here and finish off the job in our sauce. It is at this point where I'm gonna make a massive mess and I get to channel my inner wok master. I get to mix this all together. Now is when this whole dish comes together. Oh yeah. Just like that. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. And there you have a Korean style. I hope my Koreans don't kill me, but a Korean style noodle dish in under 15 minutes. And we strayed away from the recipe. We had a bunch of things go wrong. We had lost memory on our memory card, but with all things said and done, we were able to make a beautiful, beautiful dish. And just like that, in just 15 minutes, we've got ourselves a beautiful Korean style noodle dish that satisfies your carb cravings, requires very little skill, requires very little time, very little cleaning, but packs a ton of flavor in each punch. You guys gotta give this one a shot.